Welcome to the preview show here on PLZ Soccer's YouTube channel. I'm Kerry Pollock, joined here once again with Alan Ruff and Lee McCulloch. We've got 4 games to look forward to today, 2 tomorrow. Lee, let's start with Motherwell and Hearts. Just 2 points from their last 8 games, 1 to 2 points behind Celtic. Is at this point of the season you start to see who's really got that grit and determination to go and get stuff?
Yes, I think so. I think it's a testing time for Motherwell, the manager. They started the season really well. They finished last season really well. But they just seem to have dipped so much in form and the results. The last game or 2 they've managed to pick up points of coming in late in the game to get a draw. So it's a good game for them. They're at home, they'll use a crowd. It'll probably be a good atmosphere. Hearts will bring a bit of a support as well. So I think it's just players lacking confidence individually and collectively, and there's no better game really to get the points back in the board as against Hearts, who are slightly underperforming as well.
Yeah. Do you think that's a confidence issue as well, Ruffy, for Hearts?
It'll be a confidence issue after the semi-final. You know, if they don't pick themselves up, it's always disappointing to get that out of your system. You're relying on the manager and the coaching staff to sort of lift the players through the week, the next game building up. I do think teams like Motherwell and St Mirren, they're going to hit, you know, a bad spell at some time of the year. They're not going to consistently be up there. And I think it'll be the same with St Mirren as well. St Mirren are playing really, really well, but I don't expect them to be there at the end of the season. So these teams do take a dip. You don't want them to be too long, you know, and it is getting a bit long with Motherwell, so they'll be under a wee bit of pressure to win that game.
What do we think for this?
I'm going to go Hearts to win 2-1.
2-1 Hearts? Lee?
I think it'll be really tight. I'm going to go 1-0 Hearts.
1-0 Hearts.
Yes.
Okay,
what about you going?
I don't give my opinion. For the opinion, that's your job. Your job. Right. From one Edinburgh side to another, we've got Hibs against Kelly. They recorded their 5th 2-2 draw, Lee, Hibs, this season. Do you think they're in a bit of a similar boat to Motherwell?
I think they are, yes. I think they're in a similar boat to Hearts as well. I think they're underperforming for the players they've got. They seem to start well in games and then concede late goals, concentration levels. I wouldn't dare say it's fitness. I think the pleasing thing for Hibs is the other night there was 2 16-year-olds on the pitch for them. So there's a pathway for the academy there. I think the manager's all for promoting youth. But when you do that, youth can come in and make mistakes easily, other than experience. So I think Hibs will win tomorrow. Kelly have not been the best away from home, although their home form's been brilliant. But I think Hibs will win tomorrow.
Hibs wins. What score?
2-1.
2-1, right, okay. Just as Lee was saying there, Ruffy, Kelly's home form's been really good this season, but they are at Easter Road. However, Hibs' last home win came to St Mirren back in September, so it's been a while.
Yeah, it certainly is, and there's a large fan base there going to the game, 16, 17, 18,000. They're expecting Hibs to be winning more games, there's no doubt about that. I think he's still tampering with the defence. I see he left Hanlon out in the midweek there, so I don't think he's got the back four that he wants. So, and that's why they're losing goals. There's no consistency at the back. I agree with Lee, home advantage. Kelly haven't got that away thing out of their system yet, so I think Hibs will win this one 2-0.
2-0, right, that brings us to St Mirren. They take the journey up to Dens Park to take on Dundee. Speaking of sides who are lacking confidence, Lee, St Mirren don't seem like they are at all. They're in fine form at the minute.
No, they're doing really well. The other night they came for 2 goals down, didn't they, and scored two late goals, the second and 89th minute, whatever it was. But again, Dundee have been good at grinding out results. I think St Mirren have been effective in the way they play, other than overplaying at the back like a lot of teams that we've just mentioned before. I think they go more direct and play off second balls. I think Stephen Robson's done a tremendous job since he's come in there, and I can see a 2-1 victory to St Mirren.
To St Mirren. Well, just to throw Ruffy's point back again, he said he doesn't think they'll be up the top end of the table. Do you think they could be contending for 3rd, 4th this season?
St Mirren?
Yeah.
I can see them top 6. I'm not sure they've got the strength and depth to be 3rd.
Right, okay. Ruffy, Dundee, Tony Docherty, do you like the way he's playing just now? He's kind of playing with an attack.
Yeah, I keep saying this every week. They're the team that I tipped to get relegated, but they keep picking up points. You know, I think they were very fortunate against Livingston. You know, that game wasn't going anywhere to the sending off. Then obviously the 2 late goals. I have been impressed with St Mirren away from home. They've went to Easter Road, they've went to Ibrox, and Parkhead and done relatively well. So I think they're good enough to go up there and get something. I don't think they'll win the game, but I think they're good enough to get a 1 each.
1 each, right, okay. Then finally today we have St Johnstone against Ross County. Since Stephen McLean's departed the club, Lee, we have seen a turnaround in the pair side. It's not an unusual thing to see that.
No, it's not. You get the manager bounce, as they call it. But there's one thing probably that's been glaring for me is Nicky Clark's been fit. And he's scored in every game since he come back. I think he's got 3 goals in 2 games, potentially. And St Johnstone's problem all season has not been able to put the ball in the net. And now they've got Kane, they've got Clark, as I've mentioned, another home game, they've got the new manager. I think it'll be tight. I think St Johnstone have no got bad players, but they need everybody fit and they need to be full of confidence. And I think Craig Levine will give them that. Yeah. I'm going to go for 1-0 St Johnstone.
St Johnstone, right? Okay. Got there in the end. Roughly for Ross County, 3 draws and 2 defeats. Those kind of single points here and there. It's kept them just outside the relegation zone. Do they need to up the ante a wee bit?
No, away from home. I think if a point would be great for them. You know, 3 points at home is vital as the season goes on. I think St Johnstone losing their 2 late goals will be a wee bit of a hindrance for them. You know, they have to get that out of their system. As Lee says, they are scoring goals, but they're still conceding. Yeah. You know, and 2 at home late on. You would have thought if they were really playing well, they could have seen that game out. So I think Ross County will be good enough to get in there and get a draw. I'm going to go 1 each.
1 each, right. Okay, that brings us to tomorrow. The early kick-off is at Celtic Park. They take on Aberdeen. Lee, last season under Ange Postecoglou, it looked almost impossible to take anything from Celtic, especially at home. Do you feel there's maybe more obvious weaknesses this season, or in areas specifically?
Well, it's a good question. No, I don't really. It's the same bulk of players. I just don't see that. I see them playing a different style to what they played last season, and they're taking time to adjust to that. I think there's been some tremendous performances this season from Celtic. During the week was a real sore one to concede that many goals and play over there with 10 men. I'll take it out of them, but I still think they'll have more than enough to beat Aberdeen. Aberdeen obviously had a good result against POK or PAOK, whatever way you want to say it. And they'll be coming back with a bit of confidence, but Celtic's squad's massive and it's got quality all over it. And I'm going to go for 3-0 to Celtic.
3-0 Celtic?
Yes.
Well, they are missing Daizen Maeda for 6 weeks now.
Yep.
Brendan Rodgers said. How big of a blow is that?
I think it's potentially a bigger blow to them regarding Europe. I think he's more effective in Europe. I think there's players that can come in and play in that position and get away with it domestically. I think he's going to be a big loss in Europe.
Yeah, roughly from Aberdeen's point of view, do you think they've always been a kind of aggressive side, especially now under Barry Robson? Can they take something to Celtic?
The days gone by, I'm sure Lee would agree. A good Aberdeen side coming down to Ibrox or Parkhead always gave a good account of themselves. Yeah. You know, they were always really good. They had good players at the side. I think they'll struggle coming back for Europe. You know, that'll take a lot out of them. As Lee said, Celtic have got players in abundance, you know, but I think Aberdeen will make it hard for them. I think it'll be a really, really long 90 minutes, but I think eventually Celtic will win 2-0.
2-0, right, okay. We have Livingston against Rangers. 4 defeats in the bounce for Livingston, Lee. They just can't seem to get into their groove this season.
Yeah, I don't actually know why. Bruce Anderson has been a bit part. He's not really hit the ground running the way he did last season. Yeah. They're conceding silly goals. There's been a lot of talk about the manager moving recently. There's been a lot of unrest at boardroom level with investors. I think there's been a lot of things off the pitch that might be distracting them, but really they've been punching above their weight for season after season. I think they really need to get some form back. They really need to get some points on the board again, because they're down there along with St Johnstone. St Johnstone look as if they're ready to kick on again and get points on the board. So Livingston need to respond to that, or they'll end up down where they don't want to be. So I just don't think they'll have enough to beat Rangers tomorrow. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 to Rangers.
Get a goal anyway, right? No worries.
We get a goal.
Well, you're giving them a bit, aren't you? From a Rangers perspective, Ruffy, a fantastic performance in Europe this week for them. Philippe Clement says they're not quite hitting 90 minutes yet, but they're not far away by the looks of it.
Well, if they hit 90 minutes against Livingston, it is going to be more than 3, because the first half the other night was excellent. Everything they did, okay, it never really hit that peak in the second half, but that performance would still be good enough to beat Livingston. Lee's right, Anderson and Newbley are at the form they were at last year. The boy Kelly in midfield's been in and out, so they don't have any big players that's going to come in and win games for them if they're not playing particularly well. I think Rangers will go there buoyant with the fans and win quite easily, 3-0.
3-0, right, okay then. That brings us to the end, brings us to our quiz.
The most important part
Most
for us.
important part for you two anyway, yes. No
I
one.
believe it's sealed now.
It's sealed now. Because we don't trust anyone now to not cheat. You're on a bit of a winning streak, Ruffy. 2
No,
wins.
was it no draw? Is it no?
Did you win last week?
I think you stole it last
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Right, okay. First answer wins. You don't get a second try.
Yeah.
First question. Which club did Rangers sign Todd Cantwell from?
Norwich.
Correct. 1-0 Lee. Who is currently 4th in the Premiership table?
Kilmarnock.
Correct.
Is it?
It is, yeah.
What shit that is.
Round number 3. Which former Hamilton manager joined the Livingston?
Ryan Rice.
You're finishing the question.
Manager.
He did. He got it right.
So what was the question?
It was which former Hamilton manager joined the Livingston coaching staff this week?
Okay.
Got that?
No. What,
No, last
Yeah, with
night.
the-
Chipper?
Aye, last night.
who's Oliver?
Right, anyway, quiz.
We're having a conversation. I'm only joking, sorry.
Who was number 4? Who has had more appearances for Celtic this season, David Turnbull or Matt O'Reilly?
Matt Riley.
Right, this is the decider then.
2 each.
2 each, decider, right. Who opened the scoring for Aberdeen on Thursday nights?
Duke.
Correct. Stole it in the end. Stole it in the end.
When you say Constantine.
Oh dear. Right, we'll be back next week with some more Premiership action to look forward to. Hope you can join us. Thanks for watching.